What's up guys? Today I'm heading to Collect It Con in Collingwood. I have two missions today. First one, I'm looking for gradable modern cards. I have $1,000 budget to find some modern gradable cards to help bolster our table. And the second, I'm looking for Gym Heroes Gym Challenge cards for my personal binder. Let's go.
There's a few I'm interested in.
Yep.
Can I have a look at the Sylveon, the Zapdos, and the Espeon, please?
Yep.
I'll give you that one back. I'm looking at last solds, and it's sort of like 180, 200.
Yeah.
What would the
Made it 190 then?
Yeah? Yeah, let's do it. Awesome. There you go.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sorry, man. Do you mind if I also just look at this Celebi here as well? Oh. Tough.
I'm interested I'll look up the price for this one.
Do you mind if I take it out of the top loader? Yeah.
This guy wants to pay cards. So what do I? Sorry.
No, you're right. So 120 for that.
What did we say that was?
So it was 60 value, 80%. I think you said 50.
I think you said 50.
Yeah, and then I'll give you 70 cash.
Easy, man.
Beautiful. Thanks very much. I'm an accountant by trade, so it's easy to keep track. Thanks very much. Yeah. Huh? No, not that kind of accountant. Creative accountant. Yeah. Do you mind if I take a look at the Alakazam and the Gyarados there?
Of course, man.
Thank you kindly. Oh man, this one's pretty clean. Couple of little hollow scratches, but other than that, it's very clean.
It's tough to have it survive the test of time.
I know.
All the bit that you.
I'm amazed at any vintage that survives this long. It's almost 30 years now. Like.
Oh, fuck.
Right, I might pass on the Gyarados, but I'm interested in the Alakazam.
Of course.
Would you be happy with 25?
As in 25 trade value? Yeah, I could do that.
Can I take two? We'll do the rest.
Yeah. Cool. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Cash or card?
Cash. Just 50?
Yeah.
Beautiful. There you go.
What was your name?
Sam,
Andrew.
good to meet you. Take care, mate. Have a good show.
What's it going on the tree? I was like, what? No, he didn't. The red. I'm like, I don't run, but I could be a track star if I wanted to.
Do you mind if I take it out of the sleeve?
Oh yeah, of
Yeah?
course.
Thanks, man.
This should work now. Beautiful. That's yours. Thank you for your patience, man.
No worries.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hey, man. Would you do 35 for that?
That's fair.
Yeah?
Do you want top loader?
Yeah, if I can.
That's got to cost $4, yeah?
I've got a 10 in here somewhere. There you go.
Appreciate it, man.
Beautiful. Thanks, mate. Take care.
See ya.
black label centering. Only issue on the back is there's a tiny little scratch, and I'll bring the photo up now. There's a tiny little scratch just on the inner border on the top. But I'm hoping, given that that's the only defect or imperfection that I can see, that PSA lets me off and still gives me a 10. The other two that I've picked up that I had the intent to grade is the Espeon from Evolving Skies. Now this one looked super clean, and I actually didn't notice this in person until I got home, but the centering is almost perfect with the exception of the fact that it's a bit skewed. So it's not off center, but it's actually rotated a little bit. So I won't actually be grading this one because I looked into it, and apparently PSA is okay with it being slightly rotated as long as the card at any point along the border is still within the 55-45 centering range, and this is not. At the most skewed points, it's more like 60-40, so I won't be grading that one. Oops, just threw it, my apologies. And similarly for this Mewtwo from the Shiny Vault as well. So I was super excited about this one. It was the only one I saw all day. And I absolutely love this card. The Shiny Vault is such an awesome sort of subset of Hidden Fates, I believe it is. The centering, I thought, is probably a coin toss for a 10. I'll bring it up there again. You can just see it's slightly heavier on this side. So I thought that there was a chance it would be either a 9 or a 10, but I had a look home under some different lighting, and there's a bit of scratching on this top right corner that I couldn't see at the show, so I won't be grading that one as well. And then the final pickup for the day, this one's for the personal collection from Gym Heroes Gym Challenge that I was looking for, as I mentioned at the start of the video. This Sabrina's Alakazam. Now this was the only one I found that was in good enough condition, good enough price, and wasn't first edition. It's just for binder pages, so I'm not super concerned about it being first ed. And so this was the only one of those that I found, at least that was within my budget. There was a couple others, but outside of the budget, those ones. So yeah, that's my pickups for the show. Okay, so now I'm gonna take you through my screening process for whilst I'm at the show and I don't have access to, you know, a centering calculator and a scanner or anything like that. It's a bit easier to sort of see immediately the centering, and I won't even bother to ask about a card that's got obviously poor centering. The first thing I'll do after I get the card out of the sleeve is look for any scratches. If it's an older card, I'll look for scratches on the hollow. Usually those are just for the personal collection, or if it's a modern card, I'm looking for, you know, any dents, any nicks, particularly on the back corners. They're super easy to spot. You know, you flip the card over and the card's got a little white spot on the top corner, bottom corner, and that's almost always immediately a 9. And that's why some of my bigger cards that I've got in my table inventory, I'm not grading because they have a tiny little nick on that, you know, on one of those corners. So the at-show screening process is probably the easiest part of this because you can pretty much see immediately any obvious imperfections anyway. The real imperfections you can only really pick up under specific lighting or at a sort of under magnification, and that's why I bought a flatbed scanner, and I'll bring up on the screen now which scanner I've bought. It's an Epson V39 Perfection 2, I believe is the name, but I'll put the actual unit model up on the screen. And as well, I'll show you some photos that the scanner has been able to capture. So what I've done is I've put a black sheet on the back of the scanner plate. So when you scan the card, it's got a black background rather than the standard white background that comes on the scanner. And that way, any little white nicks on the card, any sort of imperfections on the actual edges are a lot easier to pick up. So that's the easiest part for the borders. When it comes to looking for scratches on the hollows or, you know, texture issues or dents, that's where you have to really zoom in. And I'll bring up a couple of examples on the screen now of sort of what those look like when you bring in the magnification from the scanner. As well, you know, ink dot imperfections, any scratches, those sort of things really only come up either under specific lighting of moving the card around in front of you right under a light, or next best thing, or probably the better thing where you can bring it up on the whole screen, is this scanner. And I definitely will be using this going forward. I saw someone post about it on Reddit a couple of months ago, and I thought if I get into grading as a vendor, that's definitely something that I will do. And I'm so glad that I've bought it, because there were about 5 or 6 more cards that I was going to grade just by eye inspection, but putting them into the scanner and seeing the centering exactly, which by the way, I forgot to mention, the centering calculator is a big part of what I do with the scanned cards, and I'll link the centering calculator that I use in the description. That's one of the biggest parts of it. But the scanner has saved me from submitting about 5 or 6 cards already that I thought were good enough, which is, you know, 40, 50 Australian dollars each, and the scanner only cost me 120. So that's immediately I've made my money back and some. So definitely the scanner has come in clutch already. Absolutely recommend getting a flatbed scanner to anyone who takes grading seriously as a part of either their vending process or even just for the personal collection. If you're going to be doing grading in volume, I absolutely recommend getting a scanner. Now I'm going to take you through all of the cards that I'm going to be submitting in this lot. Now I took you through before the cards that I picked up last weekend that I'm going to be submitting, and just as a reminder, so we've got the Lily's Clefairy, we've got the Eevee from Crimson Haze, the Jolteon from T-Fest, the Celebi from Fusion Strike, the Palkia V-Star from Crown Zenith, the Kyurem from Black Bolt White Flare, and then the Goldengo from Prismatic Evolutions. These were the ones that I picked up on the day, but there's also a handful of others that I had already, either in my personal collection or had picked up from vending. Sorry, this one was stuck on the table. So I'll show you these. So Vaporeon from the Unigabba promo set, Flareon, Jolteon, Umbreon, and then the Origin Form Dialga V from Astral Radiance. So those Unigabba ones, they were previously in my personal collection before my last video, or sorry, 2 videos ago, they made it into my vendor table. But under inspection of my entire Unigabba set, these 4 were gradable. There were a couple others that I did look at closer, but thanks to the centering calculator and the scanner allowing me to zoom in closer on those cards, I've decided that those 4 are the only gradable ones, at least the only ones that I think are a good chance at a 10. And speaking of, I'll put up on the screen now my estimates for my grading submission. So what you can see now is the cost of the card, the grading fee, which I'm doing the grading through PokeWorld Australia, so shout out to those guys down there. Then I've also got my imperfections here, and so these are any imperfections that I've noted on the card itself. Most of them I've got none here, but I think it's worth noting, especially for this Lily's Clefairy, there's those white ink dots, which I'll put up on screen now. I did some research into this to see where the PSA counts white dots as dings on their cards and marks them down. The results I found were inconclusive, because some people said yes, but then some people said I got these 10s that are covered in them, so I'm not sure. So I'm taking the chance on Lily's Clefairy here. The Celebi, the back is off center. I think it's about 60-40. On the front, I think it's just about perfect. So I'm still expecting a 10, but if I get a 9, I'm gonna put it down to the back being off center. And then the Goldengo here as well. It's got that scratch on the back, so I'm estimating it to be a 9, but I think it's worth the gamble to go for the 10. So what I've done here is combining the cost of the card and the grading the card, and then looking at either the PSA 9 or 10 price. This here is my estimated profit and loss based on what the grade is here. So if I change this to a 10, that goes from 25 to 45, so $25 loss to a $425 profit. So I could do this for all of them, and I've looked at this as sort of a worst case scenario type deal. So if I make all of these 9s, my loss is $120 based on the cost of all the cards, the cost of grading, and then the PSA 9 prices for all of them, which in most cases is just about raw price, but there are some where there's a bit of a difference. Now, best case scenario, if these are all 10s, 2.5K profit based on the PSA 10 price. Now, I'm not delusional. I know that PSA won't give me all 10s on one submission. This is where I think it'll roughly land. I think most of them are 10s, thanks to all the pre-grading that I've done. And then a couple of sort of provisions for 9s on the Clefairy and the Goldengo here. And lastly, I'll just go through the cards that I've rejected through this process. Now, these two cards, the Mewtwo and the Espeon that I went through earlier that I picked up at the show, I will not be sending these off for grading. But if you come to pick these up, just know that they won't grade 10s. They're fantastic binder copies, and if they don't sell in a couple of shows, they'll probably go into my binder. But those won't be gradable as 10s, just a heads up to any prospective buyers. As well, I'll put up on the screen a couple of cards that I was going to grade from inventory that I already had. Using the centering calculator, I didn't want to go for anything that was worse than 53.47 to give myself a couple of % margin of error. There, I didn't want to send anything off that was 55.45 right on the border of their allowance. Under the chance that I was measuring wrong. So giving myself a couple of percentage points there for the centering calculator. Didn't send those off for grading. Those have been rejected by my process, but absolute banger binder copies, or great for the personal collection, whatever you want to do. So those are still in my in my vendor inventory. That's going to be it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in again. By the time this video goes live, my next show at Collectorama will be next week, I believe. That is on the 13th of December at Baldwin Sports Centre. I will pin the location on screen now, and I'll also be spruiking that on my Instagram. So links to my Instagram will be below, as well as links to buy tickets to Collectorama if you're interested to come along. If you see me there, come say hello. It'd be great to meet some of you guys. But thank you for watching me as I talk through my grading process, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. Cheers. Actually guys, just before you go, I've remembered one more thing that I wanted to show you in this video. I had my order from EB Games arrive earlier this week from the latest drop, where I got some Surging Sparks, some Mega Evolution stuff. So the Mega Evolution ETB that I got, it came with a rip in it. So I was planning to keep it sealed in here with the rest of my sealed collection, but it was ripped. So my girlfriend and I ripped it, and we got absolutely nothing. We got, a couple of EXs, and then I thought, you know what, that wasn't enough for me. So I need to open the Mega Evolutions booster bundle that I got as well. So I'll take you through my hits. I was pretty disappointed after the ETB. I got this Mega Latias, this Mega Lucario, and the Ace Roller's Mischief. And then on the second pack in the booster bundle, I got the Mega Lucario. 1 in 1,200 packs, I believe, is the pull rate for this. Unbelievable, I was so happy with it. So this will be in my table at Collectorama on December the 13th. Come and check it out if you're interested, or if you just want to have a look at it. I don't know if this will pick it up, but it's got a very, very slight texture shift down here. So I'm not sure if you could see that. If not, you'll just have to come and check it out at Collectorama. Thanks guys, see you later.